Episode 1: The Paradoxical Investor. They say genius and madness are separated by a single synapse. What they never tell you is that sometimes that synapse fires both ways at once. Alistair Vance stood at the observation window of Laboratory 7, watching his fortune crystallize into physics. $500 million. That's what it cost to build the machine that hummed before him. A cathedral of copper and superconductors that promised to crack open the membrane between realities. The scientists called it the resonance array. Alistair called it the key. Behind him, Dr. Evelyn Chen paced with the nervous energy of someone who'd spent 3 years trying to explain quantum mechanics to a man with an IQ of 74. She'd failed, of course. Not because Alistair couldn't understand, but because he understood sideways, through doors that shouldn't exist in the architecture of normal thought. "Mr. Vance, I really must insist you observe from the secondary facility," Chen said, her voice tight with the particular anxiety reserved for those who've taken large amounts of money from volatile benefactors. The failsafes are theoretical at best. If the containment field collapses during ignition, the energies involved could... "Could what?" Alistair asked. He didn't turn from the window. His reflection in the reinforced glass showed a man of 42 who looked both older and younger simultaneously. Designer suit, expertly tailored. Hair going silver at the temples, eyes that tracked movements no one else could see. "Could unmake me. Dr. Chen, I didn't invest $500 million to watch history through bulletproof glass." "With respect, sir, you won't be watching anything if the exotic matter breach occurs. You'll be part of the breach." Alistair smiled. It was the smile that made board members uncomfortable, that made competitors second-guess their strategies, that made his ex-wife file for sole custody. The smile of a man who saw connections where others saw only chaos. "Exactly," he said. Chen opened her mouth, then closed it. She'd learned, over 3 years, that arguing with Alistair Vance was like arguing with a river. You could redirect it sometimes. Stop it? Never. The laboratory stretched below them, a space the size of an aircraft hangar. 18 scientists moved through their pre-ignition checklists with the choreographed precision of surgeons. At the center of it all, the array itself rose like a mechanical flower, its petals 30 feet of precisely calibrated electromagnets arranged around a core of synthesized exotic matter. Alistair had never understood the technical specifications. He didn't need to. He'd known, from the moment Chen presented her research at that conference in Geneva, that she was close to something real. The Nexus Force. That's what he called it, though the scientists preferred terms like quantum foam fluctuations and extra-dimensional energy gradients. They were wrong, of course. Oh, their math was probably correct. Alistair couldn't follow it, couldn't hold the numbers in his head long enough to see where they led. But their conclusions were blinkered by sanity, by the need to make reality behave in ways that made sense. Alistair had never had that limitation. "All systems nominal," a voice crackled through the observation room speakers. That was Marcus Webb, Chen's lead engineer. Young, brilliant, terrified of Alistair in the way that normal minds are terrified of things that break their comfortable rules. Initiating primary field generation in 60 seconds. Chen moved to the control panel, her fingers hovering over the emergency shutdown. Alistair noticed she was sweating. Good. Fear meant respect for what they were about to do. "You know they talk about you," Chen said quietly, not looking at him. "The other scientists. At conferences, in journals. They say you're a con man, that you somehow fooled your way into wealth. that a man with your tested intelligence couldn't possibly have built Vance Industries into what it is. And what do you think? Alistair asked. Now she did look at him. I think they're measuring the wrong thing. IQ tests measure how well you can follow neurotypical patterns, but you don't follow patterns, Mr. Vance. You see through them, around them. You see the spaces between the patterns, where the real truth lives. Alistair felt something warm in his chest. Recognition. It was rare enough that he savored it. Is that why you took my money? I took your money because no one else would fund research into forces that shouldn't exist according to standard physics. But I stayed because you were right. About all of it. The dimensional intersections. The energy signatures we found at quantum scales. The resonance frequencies that suggested something vast and interconnected beneath the surface of space-time. She paused. You couldn't explain how you knew. But you knew. 30 seconds to ignition, Webb's voice announced. The array began to glow, a soft blue luminescence that seemed to come from somewhere other than the lights themselves. Alistair pressed his hand against the observation window. The glass was cold, but beneath the cold, he felt something else. A vibration. A hum, at a frequency that his bones recognized even if his ears couldn't detect it. I have to tell you something, Alistair said. His voice was distant now, distracted. Before this happens, in case it matters. Chen glanced at him. Sir? I see things, hear things, people mostly. They're not real. I know they're not real. I've known since I was 12. Schizophrenia, the doctor said. Gave me pills that made the colors go flat and the connections stop connecting. He smiled again, that unsettling smile. Started my first company a year later.